Greetings from Washington, D.C. This is Peter Thomas, the General Counsel of NAAOP. As Congress has now gone on its August congressional recess, the Breece Fellowship comes to a close. As a reminder, the Breece Fellowship is an opportunity for people who use prosthetic and orthotic devices to come to Washington, D.C., experience orthotic and prosthetic advocacy and policy, and really get a chance to understand that world. And hopefully have them come back and continue to advance the field. In fact, we've had 5 fellows now graduate from the program, and a number of them are already working in the field, representing the profession, trying to advance policy in this field. Nikki Grace Strader and Lucas DeLuca were the 2 Breece Fellows this summer. They performed incredibly well. It was a lot of work. There was a lot of activity on Capitol Hill this summer, including passage of the PACT Act, which is a veteran-related bill that Nikki had a very significant role to play. Wound up going to the White House and witnessing the signing ceremony, in fact. Lucas did a lot of work with us on the congressional fly-in, the virtual fly-in that we held just a couple of weeks ago. We met with over 80 members of the House and Senate, including members of Congress and senior staff in the committees of jurisdiction and the leadership, trying to advance the Medicare Orthotic Prosthetic Patient-Centered Care Act. We want to thank all of you who supported not only the fellowship, but also the virtual fly-in, and in particular wanted to thank Hanger for their financial support of the fly-in. We greatly appreciate it. We couldn't have done it without you, and it's just another move forward in trying to get this legislation through that will benefit the field. So with that, let me pass the mic to Nikki and to Lucas and thank them for a wonderful summer in Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Peter. Hi, all. Nikki and I are so grateful to be speaking with you again and bidding you all a fond farewell after an incredible few months at our fellowship here in Washington, D.C. Nikki and I had an incredible time helping with the virtual fly-in. There was something really absolutely just phenomenal about working with 18 different members of the NAAOP and allies and meeting with over 50 different congressional and Senate offices to advance this bill. At the end of the day, I think what's really important is that we give a big thank you to Hanger for their financial support and let everyone know that all the offices we spoke to were incredibly supportive of this bill and the language involved. What I have found with my time at the NAAOP is that I have learned a tremendous amount about ONP care and the patient-centered environment of this work. I look forward to continuing to be an advocate, an ally, and working within this field for many years to come. I turn it over to Nikki now, who's done some really incredible work in the last few days around the PACT Act.
Thanks, Lucas. My name is Nikki Grace Strader. And as Lucas said, we had an incredible time with the fly-in, and it was a tremendous learning experience and a very long day. At the end of that day, I heard some news that the PACT Act, which had previously been passed in the Senate at an 84-14 vote, had gone back to committee for some small language change, and on Wednesday, 25 senators pulled their support for the act. This was a call to action for many in the disabled community and many in the veterans community. If you don't know what the PACT Act is, very quickly, it is a healthcare bill that will allow veterans to receive care for injuries and illness that they receive after they separate from the military, and that these injuries and illnesses are due to exposure to burn pits in Afghanistan and Iraq, and even go back as far as Agent Orange in Vietnam. I went down to the Capitol steps on Friday morning because the supporters of the PACT Act, Burn Pits 360 and Grunt Style, were going to sit there until the senators voted again. I initially went down to take donuts and coffee, and to be quite honest, I never left. So I spent the whole weekend on the steps of the Capitol meeting with over 40 senators, countless members of the House, talking about this and maintaining a presence out there through rainstorms, through heat, learning from some very professional advocates while I was out there. And yesterday afternoon, we got word that Senator Schumer had invited all of us into the Capitol for to sit in the gallery for the vote. And last night around 8 p.m., 7:30 p.m., the PACT Act passed in the Senate 84-11. This is a huge step for this. This is the largest health care bill since the Affordable Care Act, and is really going to do a lot for not just veterans, but for their beneficiaries. So the NAAOP has participated in the past with veteran legislative issues, trying to protect amputee and disabled veterans. This opportunity gave me an education and advocacy that went far beyond what I thought I would be experiencing here in Washington, D.C. I can say that the entirety of my fellowship has been amazing. And just before we started this interview, got word that we've been invited to the White House for the signing of the bill on Monday. So I want to thank the NAAOP for this opportunity and the ability to come here for this fellowship, and for being patient through the COVID pandemic. And I want to thank Hanger for sponsoring the fellowship this year, and invite you to look into membership with NAAOP if you are not already a member. Lucas, was there anything else?
No, I think what's most important is just to thank you all again. We had an incredible time, and we're just so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you in some other capacity in the near future.